Somebody once said that money doesn't buy happiness. Somebody else once said money isn't everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen. In this video, I'm going to get very Gordon Gecko-ish. But I'm going to argue there was a certain wisdom in what he said in the movie Wall Street. Greed is good. In the movie, he took it to extremes. And you grew to hate his character, for it was to fast forward to the second movie, you heard him decry, "Someone reminded me once I said greed is good." Now it seems legal, because everyone is drinking the same Kool Aid. A lot of people want to sell you on the idea that going after money is beyond most of you. You should just be happy with what you get. The problem with this thinking is that it's not possible to live a really complete or successful life unless one is rich. Sorry, that's the reality of it. You can't rise to the greatest possible height in talent or pursue any endeavor unless you got plenty of money. Another popular saying is that in order to make money, you have to spend it. And this is the crux of why so many don't end up in fact living a happy life. You have to be willing to take whatever money you do have and make it work for you. That's basically how it works for the rich. They take their money and they make it work for them. But most of us were raised on the traditional wisdom of work hard, save as much money as you can, and then live a modest retirement. And to save for that retirement, a lot of us take money out of our paycheck, put it into a retirement account, and pray for it to grow enough for us to retire on. The best education I got was through experience, seeing how a top company in the financial industry made money. I was working in IT for many years at that point. I'd risen to the top rung you can work at within IT without going into management. So, some genius at the senior level of that mutual fund company based out of Boston, you can figure out who it is at this point, decided that in order for us to be good IT workers, we gotta learn the business. Okay, on the face of it, seems reasonable, except for the fact that is what business analysts are there for. So I get enrolled into this training that they send their brokers to so that I can take the Series 6 exam, or actually they take the Series 6 exam after it. And there were about 3 key lessons I took from that course. And it had nothing at all to do with the technicals of how business works, or how to be a broker. Although at the end of the class, I turned to one of those broker types and said, "So now I know how you do your job, and of course I know how to do mine. Can you do mine?" Of course I get that all-telling smile of course not. Then I responded, "So why is it you're more valuable to me, to the company?" It was worth a few chuckles from my IT friends who were also in the class, but I'm digressing at this point. So lesson 1, for the rest of us who are not money geniuses, was this: no matter what is going on in the economy, money is being made. Contrary to the inference you get on the news about the economy tanking and everyone is hurting, that is totally wrong. If you ignore for the moment the fact that in the last tank out, our government took money from the middle class and gave it to the financial industry to make sure the senior execs who tanked the economy still got their multi-million-dollar bonuses. I'm talking about how the economy actually works. This is the dirty truths most people don't know about. Money doesn't disappear. Money isn't a tangible thing in the first place. Money just redistributes. People make gambles on bad things happening to other people. This is the market of put contracts. So when the economy crashed out, certain people got very, very rich. Last estimate I heard is that while the rest of us who played by traditional wisdom saw our collective wealth drop by 50%, the top 1% saw their collective wealth double. Geez, guess where that came from? Lesson 2 was also an interesting piece of learning. The teacher was smugly instructing us about how that particular company makes its money, or at least one of the divisions, the brokerage division. It is of course the brokerage unit. They execute trades on behalf of other people for a commission. So here becomes yet another example of money being made even when the economy tanks. And part of lesson 2 is an extension to this in regards to mutual funds, which was yet another division of the same company. The mutual fund company managers get management fees. Market goes up, market goes down, they still get paid. Some get really interesting and convince us idiots to purchase loaded funds. So this is yet another management fee for the mutual fund to perform better. But see, this is the problem. The managers are supposed to have what's known as a fiduciary responsibility to us. And then this is where the smugness of the teacher got even more pronounced. There was a study done of load versus no load funds, and it was statistically proven there is no difference in performance via loaded versus no loaded. So this extra money you're paying doesn't do anything for you. Lesson 3, which becomes an extension of the prior 2, is this. Within that class, we are told that the benefits of all of us by taking a huge chunk of our money and tying it up for other people to get rich on is typically your money is supposed to double every 7 years, which means by the time you retire, you would have a tidy sum to retire on, theoretically. Here's what I experienced in reality. I had been shoving money into my 401k for over 15 years at this point, and it never once doubled in value. In fact, while the same jokers were getting rich during the last tank, my 401k lost value. And how many others have heard about how people who have been saving into their retirement funds their entire life now don't even have enough to retire? So the basic sum out of what this long diatribe was, is this. Being careful with your money and doing the smart thing doesn't assure you that you'll achieve your financial objectives. You have to be willing to take your money, invest it in yourself, and I've been one of the worst offenders of this. I've spent quite a bit of money on getting TV and film business launched, but have been shy on putting money into areas which will make those original investments actually pay off. Contrary to public belief, making money isn't hard in and of itself. Most everyone does it every day of the week. The tricky part is to earn it doing something worth devoting your whole life to. And when you're doing that, you'll be surprised at the fact that you're making more of it, and happily making more of it. So the key point to this video, which I could have boiled out for you in one sentence as it turns out, take charge and take action. Live a happy, healthy life. Live it for you. Everyone else who actually has all the money has been doing it all along.